Hello, beautiful souls. We are here for take 2 of our part 2 for the November All Sign reading. Welcome back if you are returning to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Beloved, my name is Princess Leah. I'm here to get some energy updates on our signs here for the month of November. I channel from Spirit, from the highest frequencies, pulling messages, advice, downloads, guidance for conscious love, with the intention to heal the heart of the Divine Masculine and the Sacred Feminine for the soul of mankind through conscious love. 1:11 on the clock. I surely hope you guys can hear me okay. I just set up my audio, so I actually had to do a second take, so hopefully you guys can hear this second take. And we have new audio, new camera, so we are gonna see if you can. Let me know if you can. But until then, we're gonna hop into what this month is what this month is offering for November for the signs of Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo and Libra. Last week we did part 1 of the all signs of Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. So if you are any of those signs, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you want to tune in, they are time-stamped if you want to take a look back at my Tea and Tarot Tuesday from last week. Otherwise, we're tuning in for this week for Taurus through Libra. We are also perfectly timed, starting with Taurus tonight, and we are in the Taurus full moon for the collective. So this is still also a collective reading for this first sign of Taurus, no matter where it is in your chart. We all have a second house, but we are also under the strong potent moon of Taurus energy. Taurus energy is a fixed earth sign ruled by Venus, the planet of abundance, of love, of beauty, feminine energy. And so with this full moon of completion, of cycles ending, let this full moon in Taurus help you with making those closures, those decisions that need to close because they're not fully in alignment with your highest quality of self, of timeline, of potential. It's not fun to do that. It's not easy to say goodbye to things that are familiar or comfortable. Taurus also takes a long time to make decisions because, well, they're the bull, but we also call them the tortoise because they make a very, very long decision on what it is that they want to choose, because when they choose for life. They choose loyalty forever. And so it might feel like whatever it is that you've been building towards, making a decision towards, closing, make sure that you are doing it in a way with grace, patience, compassion, love. Make sure you're doing it in a way that is also honoring your emotions, your heart, the connections. Taurus is all about quality connections, value. It's all about choosing the highest sprout. So, like I said, this is part 2. So if you're just tuning in right now, hopefully you can hear me. And if you can, let me know in the chat. If you cannot, let me know in the chat. I started shuffling for Taurus Divine Feminine. I'll also shuffle for Taurus Divine Masculine and the message from Spirit. Pull some tea formations, because if you're new to my All Signs readings, my Tea and Tarot Tuesday, I love to brew tea. I'm a fellow tea maker. I handcraft fruit-infused herbal tea from my Femrim's Apothecary. So if you ever do book a Tea and Tarot one-on-one personal reading with me, you get a 1 ounce dry, handcrafted loose leaf blend of one of my teas. So that's always fun. But while I'm here on YouTube doing our Tea and Tarot Tuesday, getting into the energy, the tea of the energy, I sip on my tea, you sip on whatever it is you're sipping on, and then we just vibe out and have a time tonight. There are a lot of emotions. So the tea I'm actually sipping on tonight is not tea. It's not wine either. I promise. It is my delicious. You're gonna think I'm gross, but hey, that's my Virgo. That's my Virgo, my Taurus moon, and my Virgo 4th house, and the Moonology Moon and Virgo card coming out. Anyway, I love green, so these are my veggie broth, my veggie tea. You could say I'm sipping on. I do not sell my veggie tea, my veggie broth to anyone. That is not part of the Tea and Tarot Soul Session package, but I'm sipping on it right now because I got a lot of personal emotions that are cleansing, clearing, purging, releasing as well for me as a witness to this human experience under this Taurus full moon as a Taurus moon myself. So my body is wanting to purge and rest and release, and it's trying to eat solid foods, but it also just wants fluid. So in order for me to just drink liquids and still have the nutrients, I make my famous batch of veggie stock broth and I season it up and I make it like a little spicy. I don't know, that might be too much for you, might be kind of gross for you, but that's what I'm sipping on right now. So it's basically like a veggie soup. So cheers. I know, I'm kind of a grandma. I'm also kind of weird. So if that's not your vibe, if that's not something you want to sip on, that's totally okay too. You can choose whatever you like. But we're 8 minutes in, and I'm going to continue to go through this reading for Taurus so we can continue on for the night, okay? So the card that came out for Taurus for the month of November is the Empress for Divine Feminine and the Hierophant at the bottom of the card, the bottom of the deck, the Page of Wands. So I'm only going to choose one card to pull out for the sake of time. But with this Empress and this Hierophant coming through, Divine Feminine Taurus, you are definitely, the best word I can say for you, Taurus, Divine Feminine, you're glowing up. There is a glow up that's happening right now for you. In your Empress state, you are attracting in something that is outgrowing your current house, your current life. You're outgrowing your current home. Maybe you are moving into a new home because you're outgrowing. Maybe you're expanding your family. Maybe you're expanding and needing a new space because you're starting a new business. Or maybe you're attracting in more, acquiring more things, more people, more abundance with this Empress energy for the month of November. Taurus, Divine Feminine. And I love this because this is the feminine energy within us all. This is the energy for the collective under this full moon in Taurus energy as well. If you're at the time of this reading, but energy is timeless. So whenever this video finds you, this is still this collective energy for us all under this moon, this full moon in Taurus. The Hierophant is also that earth sign energy, Taurus, Capricorn energy mostly is what I get from Hierophant, Taurus and Capricorn. We also have the Moonology card of Virgo coming through for tonight, because I wanted to see what kind of energy for the moon energy. And this message for the new moon in Virgo says time to give rather than take. So this month for you, Taurus, all Taurus, Divine Feminine, in the whole collective, it's time to give rather than take. How can you be more generous? So maybe that's something that you are recognizing in yourself right now, of where have you been more self-serving, where you can be more giving with your time, your energy, your heart, your love, your vulnerability, with forgiveness, compassion, patience, even. It doesn't always have to be give financially. It doesn't always have to be give, physically. Where can you give is what I'm hearing. And Divine Feminine Taurus, you are learning and seeing and attracting. You are attracting all that is being given to you, and you are attracting in this new chapter, this broader, expanded chapter of your life. You may not know what November has in store for you, Taurus, Divine Feminine, but you know that you are coming out as these beautiful major arcana, the feminine and masculine, Empress and Hierophant. The Hierophant is that OG divine masculine energy, and it's non-gender. It's all within ourselves. But so you are manifesting a new soul contract, attracting in, calling in abundance, beauty. Venus energy is what I'm hearing. That's what Taurus is ruled by, Venus. And she kind of has that full moon here behind her. You are attracting in so much with the roses, a heart healing. You're attracting in vibrancy. Try not to take too long on you, Divine Feminine, but that's the message that's coming through. Adventure. Maybe your old chapter, old version of you used to play small, and you've always had these childhood dreams to travel, Taurus, Divine Feminine, and now you're attracting in abundance to allow you to travel, to move, maybe to get in, to buy a home, to buy a car, to, maybe you are attracting in new abundance, new connections, new soul contracts this month. Ooh, Divine Masculine, Taurus. We have the Death card at the bottom of the deck. That is transformation, Scorpio energy, transformation by facing your fears. Wow, and the Empress actually wants to come out to mirror the Divine Feminine. So, Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. You both have the strongest energy for November is the Empress. So that can give a lot of feminine energy, but also maternal energy, attraction energy, conception energy, creative energy, sensual energy. Hello, welcome on. Leonard Drake, I appreciate you being here. Yes, Taurus, Venus. Scorpio, have been doing the work. I'm glad you have been doing the work. Because with that death that wanted to come through at the bottom of the deck for Divine Masculine, and then the Empress to come out for the month as the strongest energy for the month of November, there's definitely some mirroring going on, Taurus. And the Ace of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. Wow. And the Five of Wands underneath that. So yeah, Taurus, you have been doing a lot of work. You have been healing. You have been going through some ego deaths even. You have been going through a lot. But for the month of November, Divine Masculine, Taurus, you're attracting in this new, I'm hearing this reconciled, maybe you're trying to reconcile love with a Divine Feminine, with your Empress, Divine Masculine, Taurus. Or maybe there is a new relationship coming in, Divine Order, with a Divine Feminine. And it's not about gender, so take that as it resonates. But you're definitely attracting in something, but it's not gonna, I'm hearing it's not gonna come without a fight. I'm not trying to show you too much, because I told you I was only gonna take one card. But at the bottom of the deck, I mean, the bottom, just because this is so vague, there's a little bit more clarity when I can see a little bit underneath the bottom of the deck of what you don't see coming for November. So, hey, welcome on. Leonard Drake, you said we all are part of this learning. That is the truth. Hey, Sweet Chariot 144, welcome on. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. It's a Capricorn. Awesome. I think we did Capricorn last week. Actually, we did. So you might have to go to catch the Tea and Tarot from last week for Capricorn. I did timestamp it. All that is in the comments. But you're always welcome to hang out with us tonight while we chillin'. Going through Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Libra, or Cancer, Leo, Virgo, and Libra. All right, you said will do, Sweet Chariot, for sure. If you head out tonight, glad you popped in. If you stick around with us, glad you're here. Leonard Drake 2 and 1. Yes, indeed. So that is really beautiful energy right now for Taurus. I will give us that. So this full moon, whatever it is that we're completing, whatever it is that we're releasing, whatever closures, doors, whatever habits, patterns, addictions that have to be left, that have to die from that death card. Divine Feminine and Masculine, you are stepping into a bigger, expanded version of you. I want to say Uranus is still in Taurus and is retrograde. I don't think so. I think Uranus is in Taurus. Jupiter's in Taurus. Yeah, I think Uranus is in Taurus. But don't quote me on that. But that's what wants to come up as far as thinking about where the planets are right now. But whatever you're attracting in, Taurus, keep tapping into your Divine Feminine energy, that feminine, sacred feminine energy. Yeah, look at this transformation, Spirit says, going through a transformation. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. I appreciate you being here as well. Going through a transformation, Taurus, into an Empress, the Divine Feminine energy, transforming, shifting your perspective to trust that the paths are opening up for you. The Three of Wands, Spirit is coming out for you. Messages from Spirit, the Three of Wands, and perspective. So, yeah, with the Four of Swords, we are in a pre-retrograde shadow. Mercury's about to go retrograde at the end of this week. And so these last couple weeks have been very eye-opening in what we are contemplating, what we are reflecting, what we are reviewing, all the RE words, so that we can reconcile, so we can recover, reclaim, so we can release, and so we can reconstruct, is what I'm also hearing. Whoever you're calling in, whatever you're trying to resolve, whatever you're trying to reconcile, whoever you're trying to reconcile with, whatever you're trying to emotionally complete, is what I'm hearing. Let this energy for this full moon, I'm hearing, do your intentions, write out the things you are trying to release, burn it so you can release it into the ethers, or plant it, put it in, burn it, and then burn those ashes, or put those ashes into the soil, into plant, into earth, so that you can reseed, so you can what's the word that I'm losing right now? Transmute that energy and revitalize its purpose. Okay? That's what I'm hearing for you, Taurus. I hope that's helpful. I'm going to go ahead and let's get this T formation for you so we can carry on to Gemini. I try to keep these at 10 minutes or so. We're at about 21. I saw 21:12 on the clock earlier. So it's been about 10 minutes. So this message for you, Taurus, says gratitude leads to love. So that's your message here. So don't forget that. Gratitude leads to love. Remember what you're grateful for. All the things that you're attracting in. Keep the best way to attract. What I'm hearing is gratitude is the best energy to continue attracting in. Gratitude is the best way to cultivate and manifest and attract more, because what you focus on is what multiplies. Where energy goes, what is it? Where your thoughts go, energy flows, or whatever. So since there's so much heavy energy with this Empress, the attractor, the conceiver, the creator, the dreamer, the feeler, the energy, the feminine Empress energy does not worry about where the resources are coming from. This month of November is saying to Taurus, for you to really make sure that you are trusting in the abundance that is coming in. Wherever Taurus is in your chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Stellium, we all have a second house. And yes, Leonard, love is the answer. And whatever it is, what else did you say? Alchemy transmutes energy. What was learned, healing forward, trust into the wild organic timeline. Ashe. Yeah. This is some crazy energy right now. Scorpio season is wild. There's so many. There was a Scorpio stellium. I'm not going to get into it for the sake of time for the astrology forecasts of it. I'm just an astrology enthusiast right now. Right? So I go in and I share what I learn, what I know with you. But there's a lot. And that's why with this full moon, I saw it this evening. I wasn't planning to see it, but I saw the moon as it was rising, and it was so big and so beautiful. And we just want to remember that this is the time where our emotions are most heightened, where we are in this huge grandiose energy, where things are coming to its completion. And so just please give yourself grace, because this month of November, Taurus, you are breaking out into bigger, you're expanding your life, you're expanding into new perspectives, expanding into new pathways, and you're being invited to trust wholeheartedly, to tap into your feelings, your emotions, your sensuality, your belief, to attract with gratitude. Thank you, Spirit. And to trust, first and foremost. To not worry about what tomorrow is going to bring. To not worry about how you're going to pay next week's bills, how you're going to pay next month's bills. To not worry about if you are making the right decisions, wrong decisions, if you are where the money's going to, all this, where money's going to come in, where the love's going to come in. Just trust that it all is all coming through in divine timing. Keep pouring into yourself, Taurus. Keep pouring into the love and that divine is pouring into you, and that will continue to pour into the rest of your external circumstances. Keep doing your best. I hope that helps, Taurus. I really do. That was long, but I feel like sometimes I just got to give a little extra to the first sign, because that's where we're all kind of like, especially when the whole collective right now again is in this strong Taurus energy. But now we're moving on to Gemini. Okay, that is for you. So I hope that helps. All right, Gemini, feminine, divine feminine, sun, moon, or rising. Divine feminine, sun, moon, or rising. Gemini, divine feminine, sun, moon, or rising. Page of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. Verse. Alright, I'm just going to take what fell out. The top. Take the top one. Put it at the bottom of the deck. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Strongest energy for you, Gemini, for November. Yes, you're welcome. Leonard Drake, thanks for the message. Dream boldly, blessings to you tenfold. And for you, Gemini, learning to balance, learning to harmonize, learning to juggle. Yeah, you're learning to juggle reciprocity with the Hierophant here at the bottom as well. Learning how to properly give and receive. Just like what this new moon in Virgo moonology says, time to give rather than take. So Gemini, you might be in this mode right now, again with that double juggle, that twin life that you're in, that duality that Geminis are known for, the twins of the feminine and masculine duality, the yin yang, the balance, the harmony, right? The give and take, the offer and receive, knowing when it's time to offer and to give, and knowing when it's time to receive, to take. With the Hierophant, Empress, I'm thinking of the Empress that took me back to Taurus's reading, is the receiver. Empress receives. The Empress conceives, allows, trusts. The Hierophant is that masculine energy that blesses, that trusts, and what's the word? Ordains. So it's that masculine energy of blessing it into fruition, of manifesting it into fruition. So divine feminine, you are at this balance this month of November, learning how to juggle, learning how to balance, how to conceive, receive, and to give, to offer, knowing when it's time to receive and when it's time to offer, when it's time to allow and surrender. I'm even hearing submit, like submissive, and not in I think feminine energy, the distorted feminine energy can make us feel like submissiveness is wrong or bad or weak. But there's something for you, Gemini, that I'm hearing, divine feminine, the importance of knowing when it is time to allow for even just the divine hands to move you, to surrender and take your hands off the wheel and trust that blessings are trying to come your way, to let them come in, right? To know when it's time to let your hand be out, put your hand out and receive the incoming gifts. And I'm hearing for some, maybe it is this, maybe like if it's a new opportunity for a contract, this could be a contract like a work contract, or for some people it could be an acting contract. I'm hearing a music contract and a modeling contract or something where you are offered a paid gig for some reason, for something. It could be art, commission, a gift, something that is wanting. I'm hearing someone wanting, this could be a very specific Gemini here, Divine Feminine, who's listening, if you are. But it's like there's, your gift wants to be compensated for. And you are being presented with the opportunity to receive that payment for your gifts, your talents, your skills, your tools, your services. And so Divine Feminine Gemini, you are being asked for the month of November how to share your gifts and receive the compensation that you deserve, to not be afraid to ask for the services that you are giving, ask for compensation for the services you're giving, and to not be afraid to, or feel guilty or feel bad to receive any compensation that wants to be given for your services. Or if you are the one giving, don't be afraid to invest in someone else's services if it is helpful for you. This is very specific for someone. But this could also just be in relationships too. This one wants to come through. Manifesting. So divine, I'm going to carry on to the Divine Masculine. The Magician coming through with the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So I hope that helps, Divine Feminine. If any more messages come through for you, I'll let you know. But we have the Magician card coming through for you, Divine Masculine Gemini. And the Five of Swords here at the bottom of the deck with the Nine of Pentacles under that. So there's definitely Divine Masculine for the month of November, a manifestation that is needing pruning is what I'm hearing. Needing some things to be casted out, some people, things, rules, objects, ideas, some things that have to be ruled out. Maybe you have been trying different kinds of experiments in different ways, and you're just steadily working on the perfect concoction, the perfect, I'm thinking of a scientist, right? In his laboratory. And he's trying to come up with the most perfect combination. And that is what I'm seeing for you, Divine Masculine, Gemini. Who you need to cut out, what you need to cut out in order for you to tap into this abundance. Because you have the 8 and the 9 of Pentacles right here, back to back. So whatever you're working on in your lab, make the necessary changes to try different things. Don't be afraid is what I'm hearing. Don't be afraid to try different things. cut some things out. This is very vague and general, so if this resonates, then take it as it does in your own specific story. But there is abundance, and there's something you're working on that is coming through, that wants to come through, to tap into that Nine of Pentacles abundance. Lots of Pentacles energy right now for the month of November. For you, Gemini, Divine Feminine and Masculine, all Pentacles. 8, 9. You have 6, 8, 9, and 2 of Pentacles. Whatever you're working on, it's going to pay off, but you do need to work through a couple of kinks, is what I'm hearing for you, Divine Masculine, Gemini. Knight of Cups here at the bottom of the deck for Spirit. And the Chariot, that is the strongest energy for the month of November for you, Gemini, and the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Gemini, you might be feeling really stuck in your head when you're being asked to make some of these moves, because right now you are in full-on manifesting mode. You're juggling, you're balancing, you're harmonizing, you're working together, you're communicating, you're reciprocating, you're learning how to do all of these things. But maybe it is causing you a little bit of stress with the Eight of Swords. Maybe you're just feeling a little stressed because you're so close to moving through this portal. You just have to get past these mental blockages so you can come through that portal. Yeah, Justice underneath that. Through that portal and into balance. Into the, people like to call the Six of Pentacles the minor arcana of justice, of the Justice card. So, Gemini, Divine Feminine, Masculine, Sun, Moon, Rising. The month of November, Spirit wants you, I'm hearing, to move even through your fears. Even when you are having these mental blockages, these disempowering thoughts, to move through. To do it anyway is what I'm hearing for someone. That's for someone specific. To work through your fears, to move through them for you. To move, yeah. Okay, let's see what your T formation is for the month of November. Gemini, in all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. There's something of the marvelous on its way for you this month of November, Gemini. Of all things. Of all things to come. Of nature. You are manifesting something marvelous. Stay balanced. Stay in harmony with divine, with your intuition. Trust that you are being moved exactly on time, even if you can't quite tell what is happening in this particular exact moment. Just keep moving forward anyway, even if it's scary. Okay, Gemini, I hope that helps. I'm going to carry on to Cancer. Divine Feminine. Cancer, Divine Feminine, Sun, Moon, Rising. Ooh, I did not want to shuffle. Try that again. There you go. Sun, Moon, Rising. Cancer, Divine Feminine for the month of October. Seven of Cups here. Reverse. Divine Feminine. Okay, this one wants to come out. The Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. Okay. With this Wheel of Fortune card, Cancer here, Divine Feminine, this month of November, you are moving in your fortune. Something is moving the way that you are writing it. This month, I'm also hearing for someone, Cancer, Divine Feminine, that you are writing your story. And whatever it is that you're writing is what will manifest, is what will come into fruition. Whatever story you are writing is already being written. You are simultaneously writing your story with the angels in the sky, in the stars. You're simultaneously writing and living the story that you wrote before you got here. Okay, this might be a little wooey for somebody, but before you got here in this human vessel, your soul wrote this same story. Uh-oh, my alarm, my 20% battery. Ooh, okay, we're going to have to, hopefully we won't have to have a part 2 or part 3, but we might, because we're moving a little slow. We're only on Taurus, we're on Cancer, we've only done Gemini and Taurus, and we still have Leo, Virgo, and Libra. So, we'll see. So let's get through Cancer, and we'll see where we're at. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Cancer, Divine Feminine. What I am hearing here might be a little bit jumbled, but what I'm hearing for Cancer, Divine Feminine, the story that you were writing, the story that come through, Spirit, for Divine Feminine. It's coming through, but it's like coming through in all different jumbles of words. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. The story that has already been written for you, Cancer, Divine Feminine, already been written for you in the stars. The story that your soul agreed to when it chose to come to this earth plane in this human vessel is the story that you are currently experiencing, the story you are writing. So maybe you might feel like you are writing your story, but what you're doing is you're not writing it for the first time. You're writing it from memory of what your soul remembers, of what your soul came here to do. That's the story that I'm hearing. That's the message I'm hearing for Cancer, rising, sun, moon, stelliums, whoever. Okay, I'm a Cancer rising, so this is the message that I am going to receive and listen back and see how it suits for my own personal story, and you do the same. Take what resonates. But the story you're writing is the story of your bliss, the story of your soul, the song of your soul is what I'm hearing. Maybe you are working together with someone. Maybe you're building something. You're writing out your goals. You're writing out your vision board. You're writing out, how you want the rest of this year to end, or how you want the beginning of, or how you want 2026 to be. But whatever it is, keep writing, because what is written in the stars for you is speaking to your soul right now. So perhaps under this full moon in Taurus, or you want to get out into the earth for that Taurus energy, to ground, to feel at one Maybe you want to pick up your journal and just read and just write. Maybe you want to pick up a book and just read. The Ace of Cups I see for the Divine Masculine wanting to come through, Cancer, for the month of November. Cancer, you have the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck, Divine Masculine. So something also emotional wants to pour into you. There's some divine overflow of emotional abundance, emotional love. This could be self-love that is being poured into you from divine. This could be divine love that's being activated into you. But Cancer, Divine Masculine, the Queen of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So I'm hearing, and the Emperor under that you want to use your discernment this month of your head and your heart to balance, so you can lead as the King and Queen. And look, with the Ten of Cups underneath that, so you can lead your family. You can lead the Star card underneath that, Cancer. This is a wish, a happily ever after is a wish for someone that wants to manifest this here in November. Starting a family, having a family, growing a family, leading a family. Maybe you are a parent of a family already. Maybe you're wanting to merge families, units, empires. But there's definitely something that is overflowing, and it's really important for you, Cancer, Divine Masculine, to use that discernment of your heart and your head and your mind, your heart and your head, to try to take this month, Cancer, Divine Masculine. If you are bringing in this Ace of Cups, love, reconciled love, renewed love, new love, with this Ten of Cups, Emperor energy, to take leadership, to be a protector, to provide, to protect, to grow, to build this family, or whatever it is that is emotionally fulfilling for you, Cancer, Divine Masculine. Find the discernment. Use your discernment. Use your discernment of your heart and your head, because this is a hope, this is a wish, this is a dream for you, Cancer. The Star card coming out, Spirit is saying, ooh, with Serenity at the bottom. Surrender to your dreams. Surrender to your hopes. Surrender to your wishes. And I'm also hearing the Serenity prayer to ask Divine, ask Spirit, ask God, Jah, Allah, however you want to call it, for the serenity to accept all the things you cannot change. You can't change what was written in the stars for you, but you can change how you prepare for it, how you respond to it, how you react to it, how you discern through it, how you choose to harmonize and move with it. You can still wish and hope. You can still keep your optimism. You can still ask for, again, to surrender to it. And what I'm hearing with this right now for you, Cancer, is the mottos, is what I like to say to myself. I trust, I believe, I surrender. And with the Serenity card coming out with the Star card, Spirit is saying for you, Cancer, to trust with the Wheel of Fortune. Trust in what is turning for you, even if you may not understand what's happening at this moment, because you're still in the midst of writing the story that was already written for you. to believe in this love, believe that your cup overflows with this divine love. Believe in yourself and your truth and what you know, and to surrender. Surrender to all that you want, don't want, worry, hope. Surrender it all. Surrender it all up to God, to divine. The worries, the pains, the fears, the sadness. We're all going through it. We all have no idea what to do, what's happening, and we're all just doing our best. And Cancer. Some of you might be a Cancer. Cancer, you are activating purpose. That's what you're doing. That's why you're being asked to trust, to believe, and to surrender, because you're activating purpose. I hope that helps. I can't believe we're already at 51 minutes. And unfortunately, we still have Leo, Virgo, and Libra. But I hate to say that I am not doing so well with my battery life on my camera, and I don't want to risk it. So I think I'm gonna have to stop right here at 51 minutes for Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer, and we're just gonna have to pick up. I think that's what the energy is asking for. I'm hearing, don't drain yourself too much. Don't drain your energy, don't drain your finances, don't drain your heart. It's time to give rather than take, so that you can continue to be poured into and also receive what is being poured into you. What can you give overall during this full moon in Taurus? What can you give more of, that you can recognize that you can release and stop the cycles of giving more or taking more. So I guess I will come back on. I'm not sure when, if it will be next week for part 2. I don't think it'll be next week, so maybe there'll be an impromptu day this week where I'll get to finish Leo, Virgo, and Libra for part 2. Or I'm sorry, I guess that would be part 3 for our November All Signs. But thank you so much. I'm hearing this as a message for someone as well. For Leos, Virgos, and Libras, if you're out here listening, and I have to get to you next time, maybe this is a message that not everything goes perfectly as planned, and not everything can get done in a certain amount of time. And sometimes we deplete ourselves, and we need to take time to recharge, and we need to take time to recover, and we need to take time to rebuild and restore and reconcile. And that's what this Mercury retrograde energy is telling us, preparing us for. But that's also what this full moon in Taurus energy tonight is telling us and showing us as well. So with that, I will leave you, and I hope that this helps, and I hope you got the messages that you needed to get, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And until next time, I wish you all the very best. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.